What's up, everybody, and welcome to All for Footy, the AFL podcast where good friends gather and gab about last week's games, this week's games, and everything in between. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify, so please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, Nathan Norman, joined, as always, by the second best podcaster in the world, Mr. Daniel Big Daddy Reeby. How are you, sir?
Nathan Hipsy Norman.
Try to lean more in the mic.
Yeah, it's always good to be here with the boys, and can't believe how many people we've got in the house tonight. I can't wait to...
We've got 4. It's weird.
I'm a bit shocked. I was actually a bit thrown off at the start.
You know how I called All for Footy? That's weird. Like the 4 is like it's like there's 4 of us.
We finally got 4 together.
Oh my God.
Although we did have it 2 weeks ago.
It's back.
But good to see you, mate.
Good to see you.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to a D's wrap tonight.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
We'll get to a lot. We'll get to a lot.
Yes, and the
All
friend train.
And also joining us live from Morty Alec. God was shooting from half court when he made this man. It's Rick Trip P Parker. How are you, sir?
Yes. Hey, fellas. How are we? Yeah,
up,
it's
mate?
always a pleasure.
Mate.
Always a pleasure to be here on the All for Footy couch. Yes, coming live from around Morty Alec. Mate, I'll tell you what. I was happy about the dogs on the weekend.
Oh.
You know, getting their season going with a big win. So, yeah, plenty of exciting footy. You know, even the game on yesterday with the Cats and the Hawks. Mate, bit of argy-bargy in that one. There always is, and got the stop for the Lightning. So, plenty to talk about there.
Yep, we'll get that. All right, and joining us from the Gold Coast is the charismatic cat boy, Ryan Wheels Fenton. How are you, bro?
Get good, guys. How are we all going?
That's it.
Seems to be winners everywhere except in the Saints corner.
Yeah. Woo.
Good to see Rick's back this week too, boys.
Hey.
Oh yes, look, apologies. Virus got the better of me, so I had to have the week off.
Wow.
Good to see Wheels in for a hat trick.
But back in action,
Yeah, I've made the hat trick, and I think I'm going to make a bit of pact to myself. I'm just going to keep rocking up while the Cats are winning. Like, they just don't
come
win,
on.
so I just keep showing up, boys.
If the Cats don't win, you still got to rock up. You can't be doing that.
It's a good pact. I like it. I should have had the week off.
It was just like my pact in the first year, but I just kept turning up every week.
Yeah. You started the pod once the D's won the flag, though, didn't you?
That's true. This is true. This is a true thing.
Maybe you're only allowed on if your team wins, and I should have the night off.
Shut up.
And I'll just pack my things up now and just sit in the corner.
That's mean. That's a mean
wearing
thing
the jacket,
to say.
mate.
Yeah, it's
No,
good
I
enough.
don't think so, mate. Don't think so.
Yeah, we'll be
That's a
back.
nice vintage jacket you got on there as well, Reeby.
It's a nice vintage jacket you've got on there, Mr. Parker. I actually was pretty excited when I saw your wet weather. How good are they?
Yeah, well,
The old school.
Quite wet out there in Melbourne today.
Yeah, no, I reckon they're the same same vintage. The old
I
Tuies.
actually
Probably are.
I changed my hat, actually. I've normally got my vintage Cats hat on, and I changed this week, and you guys have gone the jackets, but oh well.
Yes. Good to see Nathan's repping a lot of merchandise.
Well,
I am. I got my scarf.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows down here in Melbourne, Mr. Fenton. So
I'm
No,
in
it's
the
much
t-shirt and
better.
shorts, mate. I'm in the t-shirt, the shorts, and the fans going.
We have the comfortable melancholiness of Melbourne, and it's better. It's better than Gold Coast. Just telling you, saying it right now. We have football.
Yes,
to
I
the
hope
topic.
everyone had a good Easter. It was good to just spend a bit of time unwrapping a few chockies, wasn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm too old to be eating
Still
chocolate
am.
on Easter these days. I don't really partake.
Nah, yeah, just a few.
Just a cheeky one.
Just a basket.
Just a cheeky. Nah, fuck, Jesus.
Yeah.
No. Like, let's face it. Easter, child's holiday. It's mainly for the kids. It's just a long weekend for us.
And all
Well, you
I
don't think the parents like doing the Easter egg hunt and hiding all the eggs, mate?
With their kids.
No, but
Because
all the
it's a kid's
wake
thing.
up.
Oh, man. I was just talking about this great hip and shoulder I put on
Alright.
Jai when I found one in the shoe. I had to beat him to it.
He
so-
did. He was telling me about it.
Yeah.
I was very worried because I
But,
don't know if he was joking. I still don't.
might have got a couple of weeks in the AFL, but I found that egg fair and square first, so I had to get in there hard.
Yeah,
But, no, it was a good Easter and enjoyed spending time with the family. Got up to Mansfield and enjoyed the footy from up there all weekend, and I can't wait to rip into it.
Yeah, well, I think with that we will, unless somebody has a topic of the week they want to bring up.
Yeah, I've actually got a couple.
All right, go for it.
I was watching a few games and I realised a lot of the players were actually giving it a fair bit to the umpies. Has the dissent rule gone? Is that gone? Or
Yeah, good pick
I feel like they've eased up on it. They've definitely eased up on it.
I think
100%.
Since there's been some ordinary umpiring going on, there's been a lot of questioning on decisions, which maybe even the umpires have felt bad for ruling. So yeah, there's been some notable ones, hasn't there?
To be fair, I've never known a time where people were happy with the umpiring.
No,
Like, there's always been like something.
Yeah, no, but the rule states any dissent it should be 50
Yeah.
paid or
And it'll
free
come-
kick. So
Yeah, but some weeks
you're
they
absolutely
target
right,
other things more than others, and they do take into account, say, a player that dives a bit. They'll
like Ginnivan.
like
On the
Ginnivan.
weekend.
I wasn't going to name names, but I was going to wait till this week's game.
Should have been.
What
should have
about-
been paid so
what
many
about-
free kick.
Selwood. I mean,
Selwood?
there's another name that springs to mind for
There's
someone
another
that
one.
used to take a lot of free kicks. Selwood for positioning his head very well.
different technique though.
Different times too.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but you never
I
know.
had another one with the obviously during the Cats Hawks game there was all the lightning. I was going to say, what time is too long to go back on the field up? Like that was 46 minutes. Is that too long? Or like to get back on the field? Or what?
Oh, maybe if you're in the stands.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
I think it is, and like they've got a duty of care for the players to bring them off. But what about the patrons in the stands? You know what I mean? Like they're out there at the G, open as all of heaven's glory. You know what I mean? Susceptible to the lightning there. Like, what are they doing about that?
Yeah, and because I was actually talking to a poor Hawthorn supporter today who was actually at the game last night, and let me tell you, he wasn't happy.
And he probably wanted to get
Wasn't
going, but he had to stay around.
Oh no, he wanted to stay. He's a devout Hawthorn supporter. He wasn't going to fuck around.
What time was it was it the third quarter? Late in the third quarter?
I think he was complaining about
About
getting
to come
home
out,
around
about
9
to come out and
o'clock.
play the
Yes.
fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, about to come out and play the fourth, and then they got told to go back in. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who had an interesting time during that was the streaker who managed to
Yeah, what the fuck?
how was his bit of
streakers
time
these
in the
days?
middle, having the shot at goal with his footy, casually putting his hat
Missed
back
it.
on, missed the goal. How was he slipped over and everything?
What a
He-
sad act.
He had a bit of speed on him, actually, I thought. He got away after he had the shot at goal, got the ball back, put his hat on, did a bit of a Yui because he knew they were coming, and then he burnt him again. He really hit the flats, and he hit a good speed, but then he had nowhere to go, and the poor fella, he would have got a good fine.
Yeah, no, he'd be fine to
Wrong
oblivion
boots.
these days.
He needed his footy boots on. He was slipping around
These
everywhere.
boots on.
The crowd were
It
up
was
and
a terrible
about.
shot.
Do you know what? Let's close. They're called streakers for a reason. Let's see some stuff.
No, we've had some good stories this year on the streaker, so he must have been listening last week, and he wanted to get a shout out from the boys.
We
So
were talking about streaking last
we
week.
don't know his name, but
Jono.
good on you, Jono.
Yeah.
He'll be paying the fine, fellas. Paying the big fine.
Next
Hope
time,
it's worth it.
next time,
It won't be.
kick the goal.
Next
you know,
time, kick the goal,
just
yes.
imagine he kicked the
100%.
goal. He would have got lauded. But
No,
yes.
don't go out streaking on AFL fields. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not worth it.
No.
And I've just got another one too. Half time, Tom Hawkins got caught on a mobile phone as well. Like,
Ooh.
Yeah, well, how far into this week's game are you going to get?
well,
Should
they
we
reckon
just wait?
They reckon it could be a warning, but from memory, some
I
other
think
player
it's
got
just a
fined.
warning.
Yeah, just a
But he
warning.
was-
apparently.
Yeah,
The person who gave it to him was allowed the phone,
Yeah.
and he was just looking at the weather app, and they were
Oh.
looking at the radar to see what rain was coming through.
Hmm.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and then
the
Tom
story
Hawkins took
anyway.
the phone and started swiping on it, going on a sports bet,
Yeah.
putting himself down as a goal scorer in the last quarter.
'Cause he knew he was going to kick a couple.
He knew he was going to get some. He was planning on it. He was telling the boys. And,
the memes were flying around.
The memes were
after-
fine.
oh, that
The
was-
memes. Yeah, well, that's right.
Let's
That's
put
right.
on the first three.
All right. Well, with that, let's move on to last week's games. Now we'll start at Brisbane versus Collingwood at the Gabba. Brisbane 10-12-72. Collingwood 14-8-92. It was Collingwood by 20 points. Well, that's it. That's it. We got a Collingwood win, finally. I'm sure, Reeby, you want to tell us all about this Collingwood win.
I enjoyed the match thoroughly, having tipped Collingwood, and I was quite bullish about them coming in. I thought, 0-4. Obviously, Brizzy went to 0-3, but yeah,
Obviously.
And they played really good footy, and they played their brand that I think they want to settle on for this year. They finally struck it, and the mainstays for them across the game. Dacos and Pendlebury, and just the way they just got their game going, the way they carried the ball through the middle and linked up in handballs again, and just had one long direct inside 50, and yeah, they just.
I thought Collingwood were quite sloppy, man.
Yeah.
They were very sloppy.
Yeah, but in
Yeah.
greasy
Like,
conditions
they got
as well, but still managing to kick 14 goals, and hold Brizzy
They
off
were
to
lucky.
10.
They were lucky to win that game. Like, they got smashed in all the stats around the park.
Yeah, but they were
You know what I
clean.
mean?
They kicked the
Disposals,
goals.
kicks. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
They kicked the
were
goals
very
though.
lucky
They
doing that.
they did the play. They just did enough to just be. They probably would say they're not playing their best footy as well.
That's why I said. That's hence why I said they're lucky to win that. You know what I mean? Because they got smashed all around the park.
Yeah, but it says
Yeah,
a bit
you
about
look at-
Brizzy. I mean, Brizzy.
There's something about Darcy Moore. He's not having the best start to the year, has he?
No.
He was all Australian.
Collingwood are going to fire right up.
last
Don't you worry
year.
about that.
Oh, I reckon after tonight,
They've got not a bad
after
run.
He hears my spray. He'll probably lift his game.
Yeah.
But he's been out of form. The old skipper down there really needs to start lifting himself and lifting the boys because it really does. It all starts with him down the back there.
Yeah.
He sets the play up. He's the general. So he needs to lift and get the boys out of the bit of slump that they've got. Yeah, they've had a win, but it was very sloppy. It was very, very sloppy, and they got out of that very, very lucky to get the win. So
Yeah, well, look, Collingwood and Brisbane have both been underperforming. I think we can all agree on that. But
I think that'll
yeah.
be Collingwood set up now. Like they just needed to get that, get off the mark, so to speak, and then they'll be
Think
away
they will?
now. And they're playing. They've got Hawthorn coming up, and maybe Essendon coming up in a week or two as well. So, not a bad run for Collingwood, and they'll probably
No,
get
not a
a
bad
few
run.
wins on the board as well. And you just know once they get up and about, they're just gonna strengthen all year. You just feel like that's how they'll go about it. And Moore and these guys, they're definitely just teetering along at the moment, but they've just got so much give. But no, look, they were just dangerous. Both sides still dangerous. Brizzy looked dangerous at patches. The second quarter when they came out and kicked 5 goals to none and did what Collingwood did in the first quarter. So, it's just
Bobby Hill, the Norm Smith medalist, 3 goals in the
Yep,
first quarter.
3 goals.
Like you'd think they would have learned from grand final day to man up on him. Like 3 goals for Bobby.
Well, I think they got onto it eventually. He only kicked those 3 goals in that quarter.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, wasn't he?
Jamie Elliott kicking 4 as well, and Myercheck bagging 3. They had some big goal scorers there kicking most of their goals.
Yeah. But both teams concern me an inch. I still think, as both grand finalists, are they're definitely not exactly flying. And Brizzy, geez, they're a bit concerning now.
Yeah, we
know,
said the Collingwood hangover in the
Yeah.
past. I think it's more Brizzy hangover. I think
Brizzy,
their
yeah.
Las Vegas trip is proven to be more disruptive than Collingwood's.
Hey, what happens in Vegas is meant to stay in Vegas.
Didn't well, I don't know. I don't know what
Is
happened.
it? Not good.
So
Well, Jack Crisp was a big sub in it during the third quarter, wasn't he? As soon as he was in, he was stepping it up. Jack Crisp, he made a big difference, didn't he?
And Tom Mitchell,
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't go past the man at the moment. I mean, he's sort of just leading the attack, and he doesn't get a lot of note behind the names of, you know, Dacos and Pendlebury and these sort of guys, and Sidebottom. But Tom Mitchell, I mean, what an absolute star at the moment, just rolling through there, getting the job done every week. And
They picked him up for peanuts as well, Brownlow medalist.
it's the real Luke Ball moment, isn't it? It's just sort of...
There was Pendle's bloody whacking Neil in the gap.
Oh, not a
He
fan
was
of that.
frustrated and just gave him the old bang into the gap.
I mean, it's hard to give a week for it, technically. But he got $3,500, and I just feel like maybe they got to set a high precedence and start giving maybe a $10,000 fine for it or something, because, you know, yeah, I don't know, it's a hard one, isn't it?
Oh no, it's just it's disrespectful. But
It is, it's really, but you know, look, it's
That's
part
probably
of the
about the
game. It's
most
all
of it.
niggle. We all get the niggle.
That's good.
We've all played
Ali-
footy before and wanted to just belt someone for a second, and then after the
Yeah.
game, you just still have a beer with them. So
yeah, no, 100%.
Elliott's 2 goals and forward pressure made a difference in that last quarter too, didn't it? He just
not
lit it up.
the clutch, man.
Elliott, yeah.
Absolutely.
4 goals. Like he's not
In the-
supposed
in
to
the-
be a
he
goal
got 2 in the
kicker,
last,
so.
though.
They're
Kicked
just-
2 in the last quarter.
Yeah, they're just full of rock stars, Collingwood, aren't they? Like
They should be. That's why they should be doing better. But they just,
yeah,
I don't. I just don't see it.
I
Unfortunately.
still feel like they're paying about $6 to win the flag at the moment, so no one in the world's writing them off yet. And yeah.
I wouldn't write them off, but
Oh, you
you
don't
know
write
they're not
them
my
off,
favourites.
No, we all still want to see them. Well, it's weird at the moment. It's like you don't mind them, even though the
Oh,
old
you don't mind.
collie wobbles of yesteryear when you.
They got a
Good game of footy,
they got a lot of free kicks. Collingwood in their forward 50 from either
Oh,
the Pies players dropping their knees or the Lions getting them too high, and like that happened in the grand final as well. And like, is it the Pies players or is it the technique of the Brisbane Lions defenders? Like,
might be a
like
bit of
common
both.
theme.
Bit of
Yeah.
both.
Countless amount of times it happened. Just
Well, there was
unbelievable.
17 free kicks, 17 holding the balls in the game. Considering there was 41 paid for the weekend, so 17 just paid in that one game. It's a lot of holding the balls paid, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
holding the ball
Too
will
high.
always be a controversial
high.
rule.
Yes. You know,
They'll never get it right.
it's a hard lane. But umpiring, it's a whole different category.
Brisbane 0-3. Wow, unbelievable.
Yep, unbelievable from last year's performance, and yeah, look, we'll have to see how well they do this week. All right, well, moving on to North Melbourne versus Carlton at Marvel Stadium. It was North Melbourne 12-9, 81 to Carlton 21-11, 137. Carlton by a whopping 56 points. Oof. Those Blue Boys,
Yeah,
probably
everyone
not
knew
so
that was
blue.
gonna happen.
Don't you think, Ryan?
Yeah, just firstly, it's just good to see what they did for the young kids for the night, coming out of the Royal Melbourne Hospital. You know, special touch, seeing all the young kids getting out on the field and doing
It
their
is.
little bit. You know, the two clubs spent a lot of time during the week going to the hospitals and all that, so that's good to see.
Yeah, good.
Well,
wholesome
yeah.
stuff.
And North actually came out firing in the first half of the first quarter, but and then the Blues just took over from there. The Blues pressure and they were just enormous, weren't they? Just all game, North just couldn't keep up. I made a comment, I think last week, about I just can't see him stopping the two towers, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. The two twin towers just tore it up, and just McKay got nearly best on ground again, and just there's a lot to work on there for North, isn't there? But yeah, the Blues you can just see they're an upper class than North, can't you? So
Yeah, well, I think a lot of clubs are, unfortunately, for North, but yeah.
Still, 10
Yeah.
goal win.
I feel like I'm saying the same thing every week. I should just shut up.
yeah.
North,
Yeah,
Signs
like-
out of North, though. Like, they didn't just lie down and
nah,
let Carlton smack them. Like, they gave them a bit of a challenge to do
Yeah.
it as
yeah,
well. So
they held up for little bits and pieces.
Yeah, but
except
yeah,
for maybe that
overall,
last.
like, it is a shellacking.
Yeah, Carlton were getting a lot of
No
goals late.
worries.
The Blues came off a week off too, didn't they? So they probably had the fresher legs and all that.
Well, I
so-
thought the bye was meant to be a disadvantage. What do you mean?
Oh, who knows?
No, later
Who knows?
in the year, but
Oh, later in the year buy.
Yeah,
oh,
the early in the
okay,
year buy is
alright.
not a factor. It's just the later in the
You
year.
know what?
buy.
I'm not buying a word of it. It sounds like hogwash to me. Buys are fine. All right. Well, anybody else have anything extra to say about North Melbourne
Look,
versus
it wasn't
Carlton?
wasn't the best game of footy, was it?
Yeah,
It was-
you sort of had the normal ball getters, all the winners for the possessions. But like seriously, this guy, I reckon Sheasel, like unbelievable. Like he's
Good
playing
to
in one of the
watch.
worst sides of the comp. He's averaging so far 30 plus disposals every game. Last year he's won the Rising Star, came off the best and fairest year. Like this guy should just be getting more bloody applause, shouldn't he? Like.
Well, I feel like
Unbelievable
they've got
effort.
Sheasel, they've got Larky, they've got
19-year-old as well.
they've got Sheasel,
Yeah.
they've got Larky, they've got Zerha, they've got good talent.
Yeah, North
Yeah.
Side
Why
is
aren't they
the worst,
winning?
though. No, they'll
Why aren't
get
they
there.
winning?
They're so young. Like there's so many just young mids and just
I've heard that
Wow,
for a
good on
couple of
them.
years now, though.
imagine these guys when they're in the mid 20s, 20. Far out. It's going to be scary, isn't it?
No, a few years still with
Yeah.
North, but they're
Yeah,
trending in
we'll
the right
see.
way.
We'll
They're-
see. I'm just.
If they stay.
I have to see it to
That's
believe
the
it.
issue. If they keep losing these kids,
Yeah.
like the guy that went to Port,
Horn Francis.
and they just sort of
Traitor.
they just had a little bit of an unlucky time. But I reckon they'll keep a whack of these players at the moment, and I think that's it. You just got to keep a core
Yeah,
bunch, don't you? And then
It's hard with such a small
It's
supporter
tough.
base as well.
it's not an easy comp to get up in these days. I mean,
No.
look at poor old West Coast.
But
Yeah,
the Blue Bag, Blue Bag is undefeated so far. They've won 3 games and they're sitting 6 on the ladder. So, that's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, Days have lost 1 and we're in the top 4. So, wait, are we number 3? I think we might be number 3 or something. But yeah.
What is it? I think isn't it Giants, Freo, Cats and Blues haven't lost a game yet. isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And if you look at the bottom half, you've got 5 sides that haven't won a game yet in Adelaide,
Yeah.
West Coast, North Melbourne, Hawthorn, and Brisbane. So there's 5 sides down the bottom without a win. So it's a bit of a logger jam, isn't it, all the way around the table?
It is such a logger jam. Yeah,
A
well,
logger jam.
I love that.
Big logger jam.
Put it on a shirt. All right, well, with that, we shall move on to the next game. It is Fremantle versus Adelaide at Optus Stadium. Fremantle 9-15-69. Nice. To Adelaide 4-10-34 was Fremantle by 35 points. Or should I say, Flagmental.
Flagmental.
Wow,
Rick.
it's back.
Wow.
Is it? Is
Flag-
it back?
Flagmantle.
Who have they played? They've played no one. Like, let's be real, guys. Come on. Serious?
I think it's a funny joke.
They beat Brisbane.
they
No.
beat it. They beat I'm glad you're in on the joke, Wheels. I'm glad.
Anytime, mate.
But yeah, what do you reckon, Parker?
You know what I reckon about this game? I reckon so much about it that I barely even watched it.
Barely watched it.
Alright,
well...
But I had it on there, but like, seriously, like, the game just... The play of footy was just boring.
Adelaide is sad
You know what I
at the
mean,
moment.
like-
It's sad.
Adelaide, like, I don't know what's happened with Adelaide. They were so full of promise and,
Oh, mate.
I feel like they've always been a good club.
Us on the weekend. Like, they gave us the most pitiful performance of an Adelaide side that...
Tex Walker,
Yeah.
no goals.
Tex
Big Tex
Walker.
not-
game-
Oh.
The game in itself was just sloppy and shocking, you know what I mean? Like, riddled with errors, on both sides. And it was very low scoring, 9 goals for Freo, you know what I mean? But only 4 goals for Adelaide. Goals
Yeah.
in that last quarter. Very disappointing. Very disappointing,
Yeah.
especially since I had Freo finishing dead last on the bottom.
I had him down there as well. I had him, and hey, it might still go that way.
No, I just thought Freo... I mean, Freo have proved a lot. I mean, I tipped them on the weekend, and I had them in my bottom 4 as well, because I've seen a lot in them this year where I've started to realise they're not going to be an easy beat at all. and they've really strengthened up their defence. Like, they've really just gone, we can't be leaking scores. Like, last year they started conceding 100 points a lot. And I just think they've really gone back to that simple, and they haven't played anyone really yet. You're right, Rick, where, you know, they've played North, they've played Adelaide, who just obviously just can't get it going at the moment, and they played Brizzy at home, you know, round 1, and they've proven to be off the boil. So I think it'll all come out when they play a couple of teams over the next few weeks to see how their defensive pressure's actually holding up. But to keep Adelaide to 30-something on the weekend...
It's pretty insane.
I mean, Melbourne did it to Hawthorn the weekend before, so it's happening out there that teams are absolutely able to strangle a team and they're not able to score. So it
makes for some boring footy, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, boring-ish, but Melbourne didn't score off the charts that day either. So some teams, you know, and look what they did the next week. You know, they had a big game and they got it done. So Freo's challenge definitely is going to come when they play what we'll call a strong outfit. And, we'll look forward to seeing how they actually respond, I reckon. And, because, it's very interesting still with them.
Carlton this week. So
that's what I'm talking about. A big game. So, that's perfect for Freo. I mean, what a game.
Yep, well.
Because Freo, they get your juices going when they're winning. And they
get juicy, yeah.
They're bloody, they're a good-looking side on the field. The way they move the ball so fast. But, when they're... Yeah, so we'll watch on, won't we?
I still feel like they can fall. But
that was a good win. I mean, I enjoyed watching it because I tipped Freo. Rick, you obviously tipped Adelaide. Am I taking that right?
I think I tipped Freo.
Oh, okay. Well, I enjoyed the game because I tipped Freo. And
pretty sure I tipped Adelaide.
All right, in my head I thought... Because I actually changed my tip because I did do Adelaide. And then on the pod we went over it and I thought, no, I got to... So I... changed, and I thought if I had have tipped Adelaide I would have been spewing and I would have hated the game too. So
I like me. But anyway, we'll get to our tips.
Get
to our tips.
All the Freo supporters out there.
Yeah, I tipped Freo, but I was 50-50 all week and waited to see the ins and outs and just stuck with my gut and went Freo. So I was basically just watching for the tip or not. But it's interesting. The scores were up and down halfway during the third quarter, and then pretty much Freo just sailed ship from there, didn't they? And just used their legs. Ace from the back line just tore it up, just kept running off the boys all day.
Good run.
So,
what's going on with Five?
It's been a good pickup from Collingwood, Ace. And pretty even spread of goal kickers, but poor old Wayne Malira did his knee, the defender for the Crows, and he's out for the year too, so that's going to be a bit of a dent for the boys. So it's not getting any easier for the Crow baggers.
Nah. A big game against Melbourne next week too.
Well, we will get to that.
Oh, we will get to all them, but Jesus, it's Adelaide, all of a sudden, they were really touted to maybe make the 8 this year. Even myself, I picked them in 8th, I reckon. I just thought they would do a bit of climbing. At the moment. A lot of people would have.
Yeah. Definitely, because they had so many, they were close last year, and then they had that shocking decision against the Swannies. Everyone's like, "Oh, they should have made the 8." But they're, they've lost a few defenders in the pre-season and in the draft, so it could be hurting them now, I reckon.
Oh yeah.
And hey, look, if you don't make the 8, you don't need to.
You're not great.
You're not.
Rory Sloane's still out too.
If you don't make the 8, like, oh, you should have made the 8, doesn't really matter because you didn't have a chance winning that flag.
You're out.
But yeah,
technically.
All right. Well, I think we'll go on. We'll stop and we'll get off Fremantle versus Adelaide. Don't want to be talking about Flagmantle too long, so we'll move on to the next game. Essendon versus St Kilda at Marvel Stadium. Essendon 10-11-71 to St Kilda 9-13-67. Essendon by 4 points. Daniel Raby, what do you have to say for yourself and your club?
What a game this was.
No, nothing to say.
No, you got to say stuff.
No.
Daniel,
this is a football podcast. You go for St Kilda.
Daniel, have you received the package yet that got delivered to you, mate?
No packages. No, nothing.
Keep your eye open for it, mate.
Look.
What did he send you?
Nothing.
What did he send you?
Secret. Yes. No. Look,
laptop.
Nothing to report from after the game. I just I'm a bit still down about it, really. So Yeah, you're probably speaking to the wrong guy because I really wanted those 4 points for the boys and felt like they earned it, but they just didn't get over the line because the Bombers were too good in the last quarter. So, you know, it was...
Well, look, I think you just got to expect that because you're the St Kilda guy on the podcast, when St Kilda game comes up,
no, I do. I tried to go into it a bit and I just sort of couldn't. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. But well done to the Bombers. I mean,
well done to the Bombers.
No, well done to them. I mean, it's not like I'm not trying to be sour grapes. I just genuinely couldn't talk about the game because it's just still a bit raw. But
you got your bias, of course.
It was a hard away game for the Saints, wasn't it? It was an away game, so it's tough.
I was watching from Mansfield. So
what are you talking about?
I was actually watching from the Delatite Hotel up in Mansfield.
Oh, really? La-di-da.
We pulled in 5 there. Stars. The only pub in Mansfield, if anyone goes up there and they want to watch a game of footy, the other 2 pubs don't have Fox Footy. So if you want to watch... Delatite, your home.
I reckon having Maxi out for the week really hurt the Saints, mate.
Didn't it?
Absolutely.
It did, yeah, you're right there. And
but hey, I'm not going to go as far as to say Saints would have won if they had Maxi.
No, we would have.
No, could never
Nick
say
Martin smashed it.
Yeah, no, Bombers were good. 100%. I was impressed with Bombers, I must admit.
Jake Stringer, what a man, what a mighty fine man.
Fucking Stringer.
Nick Martin had bloody 27 disposals before half time. Like, just absolutely ridiculous. Finished up with 44 for the day. Like, just really sets the day up for Essendon there.
Does Martin take the kick in?
But in saying that, he only had 2 bloody possessions. Only 2 of them were contested, so...
Yes.
So how good was he really? But no, getting possessions is getting possessions.
No, he was good. He was good, mate. He was really good. Really set it up. And I couldn't believe the Saints let that one slip, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. We were all. Everybody that was invested in that game was tense.
We thought we had it late, and then the Bombers. I mean, credit. That's why I keep giving credit to the Bombers. They got the 2 goals and they did it. So
Sinclair, Steele, and Ross. You know, they're all the main ball winners.
Yeah, good signs for us.
The Saints, and they really did. And Riley Bonner with 32 disposals for the day. You know what I mean? Just couldn't get the job done.
And
what's that say about the Saints?
Yeah, with Peter Wright out, how much did Langford step up as well?
Yeah, Langford had really had a good game.
He stepped it up without Wright. He shows that he can almost do it down there by himself without him, didn't he?
He was
a
presence. But hey, and I guess to me, to Peter, like other than a fun nickname, what else does he bring to the table? You know?
Yeah, that's it. I noticed during the game, like with Maxi out, you had Membry sort of trying to run the forward line, which I think because that reason they needed some extra tools. You had Marshall going down there, and to do that they needed Owens in the ruck, and with Big Draper in the ruck, you could just see it was a bit of a loophole, bit of a hole for the Saints. Draper in the ruck, and Owens was struggling, but they just had to do it, like to try and get another tool down forward. So it was definitely lacking tools the same as that game, I reckon.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, without big old Max King, that is a big strike against you. But hey, Essendon won. Let's give props to Essendon. So
the Essendon edge, hey. The Essendon edge.
Essendon's edging. That's what they do.
We mentioned it last week, and we thought the Saints would use it against them.
They didn't fall off the edge that game, did they?
No, they hanged on. Good pick up on the Essendon edge there.
Lucky there's always next week, right?
There is. Big game against Richmond next week.
I actually have a comment on the YouTube channel about our Essendon Edge comment last week. It was Edge equals identity or something. I don't know. Also, everyone should tip their own team. It's the smart way to tip.
And who was that commenter?
That was Slamko Molian.
Slamko again. He always pops up having nice comments on the show.
Essendon supporter.
One of my favourite Essendon supporters.
He's just happy that he tipped Essendon and they beat St Kilda.
Yes.
Also, did you get a private message from Jim Bob Parker, Reeby?
I have not received a private message from Jim Bob Parker yet.
Wow.
Yes. Now, look, all the Essendon supporters I know, I love them all so much, and I'm so happy for them this week.
And they can all rot in hell.
Yeah, but of course they can all rot in hell.
Yeah.
But You know, I'm so happy for you all, and hopefully you maybe get to play in a final this year.
I'm hoping they do.
Maybe.
You can just hear Rick laughing in the background. He's not even on the screen. Look.
Sorry, guys. I'm on baby duties.
Yeah, sure.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
No, that's fair. All right, well, with
The
that,
little one.
Hello, little fella.
hey Ty,
Ty.
let's move on to the next
He's
game.
trying to make
Then.
more appearance than other people, Ty, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
been on twice already.
He is.
Been any more than the fridge.
Not more,
Flip-flop.
not more than me though.
BT,
He'll be-
Jamie.
He'll
Well,
be
Paddy.
a regular.
Patty, remember Patty?
Surf and Sammy.
Surf and Sammy still pops up.
Yeah.
I reckon Surf and Sammy's got more appearances than Ty at this point.
Should be up there.
Because sometimes it's her with Ty.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's doubling up right there. Alright, well, with that, we will move on to the next game. The best game. The game of the round, I dare say. It was Port Adelaide versus Melbourne at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide, 13-11-89. Melbourne, 15-6, 96. Melbourne by 7 points in a tense nail-biter. Whew!
Wow.
Really?
It was amazing.
Wow.
It was amazing. I did not see this coming. Did you fucking see this coming, Reeves?
I did not
I
take Port, but it pains me to say that Melbourne have just impressed me week in, week out this year. Almost every, they're just constantly. They've constantly just got it done this year, haven't they? Where they've really.
They've won me back. They've won me back. I'm back on the hype train. D's getting the flag. That's it. Go fuck yourselves. And then this week when we lose,
No, they're playing good
I'll go
enough
backwards.
footy to have breed the confidence to think that within the walls they can win the flag this year. There's probably only half the teams in the comp that actually think they can win the flag.
Mm-hmm.
And I reckon D's are one of them, genuinely right now.
I feel like we could be a contender.
No,
Could.
you're a bloody contender. I mean, you've got the players. It's
a
all
bit-
about
yeah, it's a bit
it's all
too
about
early.
getting it bloody done. And I just think at the moment, if you get into the season like you are, that you'll have enough confidence, and you got the players, and then there's so it's a whole different race after that. But go the D's on the weekend. I mean, to head over to Adelaide
win.
as well,
Great win.
and
Great win.
yeah,
Great
I was
win,
really excited for him, and.
Mate, those supporters over there were feral as well.
Oh, weren't they into it on the night? Jesus.
Oh, did Bailey Fritsch cop a serving or what? But really shoved it up him at the end then, didn't he?
Yeah.
By kicking that sealer.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people with missing teeth and whatnot that a lot of got memed on very heavily. I feel sorry for them. That's horrible. They didn't deserve that. But I guess they were hollering. So I don't know.
No, look,
They need our mate Pal Pepper back, don't they?
They do. They need him. They
They
need
miss
Horn
his
Francis
presence.
back in, and let's see what they can do.
Nah, Port. I mean,
Yeah,
Port didn't
they
lose
do.
any admirers. Melbourne just went the whole way with them. Port traditionally just try and wrestle teams out of games.
Melbourne just don't give up. They don't give up. Win
To
or
kick-
lose,
well,
they're still
16
fighting.
16
the whole way through.
Yeah, they did. They didn't lie down all night, and 16-4
So refreshing.
in the end was really, really impressive. So, maybe they've pinched one, but that just breeds the confidence, doesn't it? So, the unknown road. But my man of the night, the little Steve Irwin, which I haven't busted out of Steve Irwin this year. All week.
Steve Irwin of the year.
Little Steve Irwin salute to...
Don't even know who Steve Irwin is.
I'd just like to give a little shout out to someone, and it's just like a legend out there. So I'll just give one a week.
Like your friend Steve Irwin.
No, it's just about pitching. Like, he was such a legend of a character, Steve Irwin. So I'm naming my little award after him.
I'd loving what he does,
Yeah,
I have no idea. I don't know.
dedicating a little award to someone that's not with us anymore in honour.
He's not with us anymore.
Because he was a legend, like he was just an absolute living bloody... So, this week, my first Steve Irwin of the year, going to Alex Neil-Bullen. I mean...
Yeah, another D's player.
Can you just be any more underrated? Black boots, bloody socks pulled up type of dude, just getting the job done week in, week out.
Week out.
He's actually changed his role a bit
he's
to
been
allow
doing alright.
Petrarca to head forward as well and kick a couple. So he's sacrificing his game for Petrarca.
He's doing a lot, and he's just, he's
There
not
you go.
getting huge numbers or anything. I feel like he might have had 27 or something on the weekend. Are you checking in?
Nobody really had huge numbers for us on the weekend, which
Yeah.
is pretty rare.
But he's just such a consistent contributor at the moment, and Yeah, I feel like on the weekend he really helped chip in with the star-studded midfield. Viney,
24,
Petrarca.
Petrarca 23, Viney 21. Very
And,
quiet. Chandler's really good, but he's out this week apparently. So.
Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler. He's been stepping up.
Very good player, Chandler, yeah. And so, no, the Ds for me, they're just impressing enough to be... They've got a wide spread of midfielders there. They've got Brown is really straightening them up forward.
I can't believe he did that, though.
But no, I'm happy with this because it's a target, and whether he's kicking 4 or 5 or he kicks none some days, it takes a bit of pressure off Fritsch. Bit of pressure off Fritsch.
And May was out too. No May, like that's huge.
May, yeah. Lever stepped up.
Another big test. That's why I saved the back line till last, because the forward line, they're ticking some boxes at the moment, which was my big concern with them. Yeah. The back line's been strong, and they still held up without the number one. So, tick there. So, yeah, all ticks across the board for Melbourne for me after that result. And kick straight.
As long as we're kicking more goals than behinds, I'm happy.
Yeah. So, go D's. I've fully come around.
I've got a bit of a quiz for you. Viney played his 200th game as a father-son as well. There's been only recorded 6 other family members with son and father to play 200 games. Can you guys name the 6
Gary
combinations?
Ablett has to be one.
Yeah, the Ablets.
Tuck?
No Tuck.
No Tuck. Ooh.
Who's that, Rick?
Danaher?
No, close. There's about 8 Danaher's.
Kennedy?
There's about 8 of those fuckers.
Kennedy?
No. So, any more guesses?
Fuck.
Liberatore.
Yes, he was one of them.
Good
Most recent.
Oh, see, I thought he was too young to have gotten that milestone. All right, cool. Yep, all right, I got one.
Him and his dad both played 200 and it's for the one club too. But so you've got the Silvanis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've got the Fletchers.
I was going to say the Fletcher. Yeah.
And you've got the Ablets. So Ablett actually played over 200 games for the Cats.
Yeah, that's an obvious one though.
And you've got the Watsons as well.
Oh, the
Watsons.
Pretty
good. Yeah.
Good friends of the pod, the Watsons,
Tim
actually.
They live in the area.
No, yeah, Tim always listens every week, he says, because they have the rabbit hole, and we have All for Footy, and we listen to each other's pod.
He sometimes goes to the beach down there.
Old Timmy.
Good on Viney. Good on Viney to stick it out with the D's and make that unique list. Good on him.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a good. That's a good list. They should get together for a. They could be like a reunion crew.
Why?
Do you reckon Ablett would go?
No.
I know Senior would.
Free lunch. No.
He'd have something on.
But yeah, look, I'm very happy with Melbourne right now and where they're at. We've got some good talent coming up. I'm a bit colder on Van Ruin than I used to be. He just hasn't been present lately, unfortunately.
Yeah, but he'll get back because he's a good player.
But Tom Sparrow, he stood out a bit this game.
Gorney's really fighting for that number 1 ruckman role for the comp, isn't he? He's really stepping up.
Yeah, he needs... See, what Gorn needs is, when the other team seems to give him a rough time, the rest of the Melbourne boys need to gather around him and stick up for him. And I haven't really seen that these past couple of years. But this week, bam, Oliver's straight in there, just like, yeah, fucking get off Gorney, motherfucker. And it's like, oh yeah, he's beat red.
They'd be a good... He beat red.
He was beat red.
Like
it was
this red?
Like that red. Like, he was insanely red. I'm like, oh my god, this guy lost it.
Like Cameron Ling red.
Oh, that's red.
Redder. I'm saying redder.
What about like Bluey McGrath red?
I don't know who that is.
He was pretty red.
That's Bluey.
What about Jason Daniels red? Oh, he's up there.
Oh, look, we can sit around naming all the reds in the world, but I think we shall move on to the next game. But I just want to say, Melbourne, third on the ladder? Let's go. Contenders. I hope so.
But as we said before, Nathan, the ladder's out of whack at the moment because of the game stagness. So.
It is out of whack, but we've played some hard teams. Surely, yes, we did.
You are flying.
We did lose one game to one of the hard teams, but...
What do you reckon, Tyson? What do you think about that?
I think he's getting ready for the next game.
About the next game, that's right.
Oh. All right, here we go.
I want to talk about Melbourne more. All right. Western Bulldogs versus West Coast at Marvel Stadium. Western Bulldogs 16-10, 106 to West Coast 3-12-30. Western Bulldogs by 76 points. Rick, you must be super happy with this one.
Well, you can't be super happy about this one because
you have to be,
being
man.
West Coast, being the Minnows, you'd probably expect more more of a drubbing if you were a Doggy supporter. Like, if you want to be playing finals and, showing the rest of the league this is what you can do, these teams you have to beat by a good considerable amount. 100 point mark is, my benchmark, I reckon, for this team and maybe one other throughout the competition. But mate, credit to the boys. They just were absolutely on fire right from the start, weren't they? Trelaw, just 35 touches for the day, just absolutely tore it up. So, but mate, I just wanted to touch on a little man named Riley Sanders.
Oh,
He had 20 touches on the weekend, but those 20 touches were pretty good in themselves. He had 4 of them were contested and 15 uncontested. So it just means the little man gets out in the space. You know what I mean? He's got good wheels on him, so he can run along, which is very exciting prospect for the club in future years.
Yeah. And you had Harvey Gallagher get the Rising Star today too, Rick.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, mate. Like his 2 goals that he kicked, absolute, just out of the blue with him. But good to see him get that as well, the Rising Star.
Yeah, some young talent coming up.
Doggies aren't known for winning the Rising Star competition, so we don't pin our heads on that because we look for the bigger prize, which is the grand final. You know what I mean? So,
I know what you mean.
You know exactly what he means, Reeves.
It's every year.
Yeah.
Glory hunters.
That's Ruby every year. Yeah, absolutely.
We're always looking.
Is it Bramble? Bramble had 27 touches as well.
Yeah, Bramble. Yeah. Mate, and Bontempelli had only 16 touches for the day, but kicked 3 goals. So
they went up forward. They put him off forward more, Rick, this game, didn't they? The Bont.
Yeah, but it's like when you've got like your tools up there, like Norton, Ugelhagen, you've got Darcy going up there as well. You know what I mean? Like it's with English fighting in the back there. We're quite a tall forward line actually. But
he just had an easy game.
Just wanted to quickly touch on young Harley Reid. The number one draft pick. Supposed to be the next big thing. Only had 12. I think it was 12 touches on the weekend. But
it was more than mature. It was more the mature list for the Eagles. Got the disposals this week with Yo 29, Kelly 28, and McGovern 24. So it just showed it. But it actually was weird. I actually had a look at a stat, and I was actually surprised West Coast actually won the clearances of the game. But
I know. How funny.
Flogged. Like a flog.
Yeah.
So, clearances aren't everything.
But that's just you know what that is, like just because you're winning the clearances, that means our mids are actually doing their job and they're roving off the other hit out. So it's good signs for the Dogs when you see your mids working like that and kicking goals as well, like
and filling holes.
We still kick 10 behinds. We were still a little bit wayward on a couple of our shots, but it's better. It's better, than previous outings. Ain't that right, buddy?
And you're in the
I feel like if a team's flogging another team, like they can get they'll start taking pot shots at goal. Like they're not playing seriously. So.
Yeah, no, but
3 goals, 12.
When you're flogging a team like that as well, you want to work on things. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you're not just blazing away and you're hitting up proper options. Working on those forwards getting out and making those holes for the other forwards to run into. Even Cody Waitman, like Jesus Christ, he's got. We talked him up so much last year because of how
we talked him up last week.
Wait, who talked him up?
Fenno.
I did.
Mate, the flea is
the whiz.
The whiz.
He just gets it done, doesn't he? He's bloody great to watch. I love watching him.
look, he had 2 goals on the weekend, but his and 8 disposals. But what he does with the ball,
Yeah.
you know, like he just brings excitement every time he's near the ball. He's like that Isaiah Pickett.
Yeah, he's bubbling.
You know what I mean? Every time he comes up near the ball, you know
Dangerous.
something good's going to happen. So
Dangerous. Yeah.
and he's just always got a smile on his face, and you know he can go.
He loves it,
He
doesn't
can take a grab as well. Didn't he take Mark of the Year last year over Gorn?
Yeah, I think so. You know,
Did he?
Good
he's
grab.
he's got the number 3 Guernsey on. Like that's an honour in itself, isn't it? He loves the club.
Oh yeah.
Another couple for
Absolutely.
me from the
Good
game
number.
was just Bailey Dale and Johannison. I mean, they both had the mid-20s.
Mm.
You know, both got their 100-plus dream points. And
that's off the half-back line as
yeah,
well. So
and
that's,
just getting a lot of ball, but, 50 touches between the two of them. And they're the sort of blokes where when they're getting 50 between two of them, that's a lot of rebounding in good disposal hands. So at the moment, the Dogs are getting a few things in order with the way they want to play, and they got the players in the positions they want again. They just got to get a little bit more settled with their best team. And, they've given a few guys debuts this year, which has been good. But, once the comp starts heating up a bit, they'll get a little more ruthless on their best 22 on the field. Because, Bevo got...
I don't think Darcy's not even getting a game, is he?
Well, not at the moment. I think he's
Darcy
out.
played. No, Darcy played on the weekend.
He played on the
Did he?
weekend because he was out early in the season. But
Yeah.
I think they're having a look at a couple, which can be dangerous. So I think they've strengthened up their side in the next few weeks, which is a good sign for the Dogs. That they've debuted a few guys, had a little look, and with a few guys that are like Darcy coming back in this week, very good player just to bring in, and they've had a look at a couple of debut players. So yeah,
What
good
do you
luck.
think of Karmas being played down in the back line? I think it's been actually it's been a revolution for the Dogs because it gives us a little bit of height up there.
Yeah, and he's a good runner.
He wasn't much chop as a forward.
He's a good runner.
So, and it's a testament to players these days where they don't only play that one position.
Yeah.
They can play 2 positions like Norton.
Modern day player, isn't it? Yeah, modern day player can do that. Yeah.
Oh,
Good they can mix it up, Rick. Put him forward or back whenever they need to, whatever.
yeah.
All right, we done glazing doggies.
Yeah.
They're in
Mate.
they're in the 8 at the moment, mate. They're in the 8.
That's it, mate. Celebrate.
We
Always
can do
celebrate.
this all day.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next game. Richmond versus Sydney at the MCG. It was Richmond 11-16-82 to Sydney 11-11-77. It was Richmond by 5 points in a goddamn upset. Wheels.
Well,
No one
pretty
saw this
sure.
one coming.
Pretty sure I was saying last week on the pod, I'm actually a bit worried about this game. I did tip the Swannies, but I was saying, I just
think
don't know about
everybody
the Tigers of the G. They could come out and do this, and they actually did.
They did.
So, unbelievable.
One person
first-
tipped Richmond in the tips.
Yeah, I was just I just was a bit unsure. I just wasn't confident about the Swannies. But first win for Adam Uze, you'd be happy about that, Nathan?
Yep, Uze, greatest player of all time.
I mean, played for the greatest club.
Greatest player of
And,
all time. Uze, love him.
Yeah, you pretty much, you had
That's what we
Taranto
said.
played good for the
Oh.
Tigers. He was in and out all day. and
Taranto
Lloyd
played
and-
really well.
yeah,
Yeah.
bloody oath. And you had Lloyd and Heaney battling it out for the Swannies, but I couldn't go past Nick Volston on the weekend. He was like a brick wall back there.
Took the words out of my
Um,
mouth. Boston.
Volston, yeah, he's
Boston.
just tore it up, man. He had like
Ralston.
15 intercept possessions. He was everything. He was back to his old best down there, wasn't he? And just the Tigers, they just did it. They just did it, boys. So
Just want to
Yep.
I just want to quickly say that thanks to the Starlight Foundation on the weekend for letting our good mate of the pod's son Jack Rose run out with the Richmond side as well as their mascot on the weekend.
Jacko.
So he's quite excited, the little man. From what
That's
I'm
awesome.
hearing.
That's awesome.
Go, Jack.
The Swannies had heaps of turnovers though, didn't they? They'll reckon
Yeah.
it for themselves, Swannies.
Yeah, but they came good as well, and they gave themselves every chance to run over Richmond, but Richmond resisted them, which was good for
It was
Richmond.
too little, too late though, wasn't it?
But I mean, even earlier in the game, they got back to level peggings maybe a couple of times.
They were up at halftime.
Yeah.
So Richmond went again and went again. It's not like they got out to a lead and just held on. Sydney really did go at them, and great win. Great win for Richmond.
Bolston got a lucky free kick at the back. You know, in the last minute and a half, Pappas hit him high in the back, and that pretty much won the game.
Lucky.
Yeah,
Wasn't there?
that was. Do you know what? I couldn't actually see it on the footage, so I don't know. I thought it was initial, you know, when you get tripped over and the person that gets their legs chopped gets the free.
Yeah.
But it was the opposite. So I'm tipping Volston got done too high. So from his leg, from Papley's legs. But
Hey, that's just how the footy gods work somehow.
a few casualties for the Tigers in that game, though. You have Lynchy doing his hammy. He's going to be out for 8 to 12 weeks.
Complex?
Noah Bolter's going to be
complex.
4 weeks. He got a knee knock, and also Liam Baker could be out for 1 week suspension against the Sainers. So interesting game.
Noah
Yeah. Well,
Liam Baker.
they seem to have been softened up a bit for you.
Yeah, he always kicks 2 goals.
The Swans have got him primed against the Sainers.
Well, they did something.
Good win, though. Good win.
Haney's still doing good stuff for the Swans,
Yep.
so there's always that. No, he's just a gun.
Yeah, the Swans were still impressive on the day. I mean, they got...
Yeah, it was only 5 points.
They had a lot of patches of playing some real strong footy.
The problem was you expected Swans to win by more.
Well, you expected Swans to win, period. So
just win by like a fair few. Like you expected 5 goals or whatever.
yeah.
Well, I did anyway.
But no, I mean, the same stayers for Sydney as well. I mean, yeah, that'd be interesting to monitor how they progress Sydney this year, but we'll expect them to fight back.
The Swans forwards didn't do too much either. They were pretty quiet. A couple of goals here and there. They didn't dominate, but the Tigers still do have some guns back there. So yeah, good, interesting game. But wow, who would have thought?
So I just don't like it because Sydney beat Melbourne, and now Sydney have lost to Richmond, and I don't like that. Don't like that.
Does that mean Richmond's better than Melbourne?
Does not mean it does not mean that.
By his logic, it does.
No, not by my logic.
Yes, it is.
You're just trying to stop trying to strawman me. All right.
Oh, you are a straw man.
What an upset, though. Bloody hell.
Stop it, Rick. Oh my
great
god.
game.
Hey, well, you would have done good whoever got 8 tips this round, really. Like, what a tough round so far.
How was
we'll get to the tips,
How
don't
was
you worry.
the sub for Richmond? Lafua?
Lafbra.
Number 42. I actually didn't. I haven't heard of this player before. Came on as the sub and kicked 2 goals from his 3 possessions.
There you go.
Yeah,
Super sub.
Yeah, he was the tactical sub.
A couple of them this week.
Lafau for Richmond.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was their sub last week as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I just saw on the list here. It says on the bottom, tactical sub, 2 goals. So I just had to look at the bottom, and he had 3 kicks. So well played, Lafau.
Lafau. Yeah,
Lafau.
That's a guy to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I've heard of him on the list, but I didn't know he was playing. But there you go.
There you go. All right, well, let's move on then, because Richmond are terrible. And
He came in for
like
Lynch, who kicked 3 already. So combined, they kicked 5, with Lynch going off injured, and then Lafau kicking 2.
Good on him. All right, well, as I said, moving on to Hawthorn versus Geelong at the MCG. Hawthorn 10-10-70, Geelong 17-4, 106. Geelong by 36 points. Oof, you got to be feeling mighty fine.
Up and about.
Your wheels.
Look at him. Look at the grin.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm still celebrating, boys. I'm still celebrating.
Big win.
You have to leave a win like that.
It's always
I'll tell you
sweet to
what.
beat Hawthorn.
I tell you what, it's just a good rivalry, isn't it? You wait all weekend for it, and
Would have been a lovely cap
you
off.
wait all the way to the Monday. Like you got to wait that long. But now we play 2 games in the 1 week, so it evens out. But Yeah, it's one of those games you're just waiting around all day. You're getting a bit nervous. No, it's the only game on. Like it's just got a great build up about it. And yeah, wow. So Cats went in with 6 different changes too. So I was a bit like, oh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
But wow, wasn't Tommy Hawkins celebrating heaps early with that goal? He had that much oil on his arms, no one could stop him. You know, he was looking shiny, wasn't he?
Tomahawk is just something else.
Oh, mate, and trust me, nice and early, the Bourbons were going down really good, fellas. Just full up and about.
On a work night?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
When your team's playing.
Mate, we were up and about early, but then it all changed in the second quarter, didn't it? So the Hawkers came back. It was, here we go. Don't tell me it's going to be an upset. Bloody, here we go. But and then it swapped again, and the Cats switched it around and came out in the third. So I was like, oh, here we go. We're up and about. And I was like, hold on a minute. There's a scoring end today. So the punt road was the scoring end.
Oh, the punt road end.
I was like, here we go. This is all right. But then I thought, oh, no, there's one more quarter left. The Hawks are starting to fire up a bit towards the end of the third. And there you go. The lightning comes. So I'm just like, no. How much longer is this game going to go?
It's like a game of cricket.
I was actually concerned.
You reckon you were saved by the lightning because the Hawks were coming back?
Yeah, I feel like the Hawks could have gone into that last quarter with a bit of momentum, and McGinnivan was firing them up, wasn't he?
McGinnivan.
48 minutes you guys were on break for, so that was 48 minutes enough for Geelong players to get their energy back and play one last quarter.
Yeah, because the Hawthorn players weren't getting their energy back at all.
No, I was freaking out.
Not during that time.
You just freak out when it's those situations, you know. But to their credit, they got up for Tommy Hawkins 350th. Good team effort. Duncan played well. A lot of our young players played well. Braun and Henry. And for the Hawkers, Warple played really well too in the guts there. But just good team effort. But it was panic state. And the rain was hitting hard, so you didn't expect too much more goals in the game. But without Dangerfield in there, I think the boys did pretty good. Tommy Stewart controlled the back line. And, it's just a good win for the fellas. Chol. How good was Chol? He was dangerous, wasn't he, fellas?
Yeah, he was. It was really good, Chol.
Yeah, he's looking real good for the Hawkers. I don't think Mitchell did too much, but...
he's one of their main stayers at the moment, though, Chol. It's the only interesting bit for Hawthorn is they're batting a bit light, aren't they? They haven't got too many names at the moment that are holding up, and
Bruce is out of form at the moment too for the Hawkies.
No, I'm doing fine.
But just a good win. We got over the line, but it was a bit of panic stations during the game. But just happy to walk away with the W on the Monday, and just get reset for a couple of days' time against the Doggies. So good
for
win
for sure. I don't know if you guys heard, but Jack Ginnivan is actually changed his surname to Curnow in an attempt to, correct the free kick decision that is currently not in his favour.
So does Curnow get a lot of free kicks, does he?
Yeah, apparently, according to this random...
He's changed his name.
Could be called Ducker.
Yeah.
But just before we move on, I just want to...
Interesting one, Guinea.
Oh.
I just want to wrong answers only. Only give me wrong answers. What do you think Tomahawk was doing on his phone?
Checking out porn.
Very easy. Wheels. What do you reckon?
Checking how many goals he's kicked on Frost.
Too many. He didn't have enough hands to count. He's like, I'm gonna have to check.
Rick, what do you reckon?
What's that? Sorry.
What do you reckon? What was Tomahawk doing on his phone? Wrong answers only.
Oh, he was ordering up a large pizza with cheese.
Fair enough.
But then he accidentally ordered it to Cardinia Park. He forgot they were playing at the G.
He just wanted the oil to wipe it on his shoulders.
Oh, gross. Yeah, no, I reckon he was...
It was great stuff, man. It was great stuff.
I reckon he was checking out All for Footy on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify. I think he was like, I'm looking for a new AFL podcast.
Damn, I got it wrong.
Which ones are there out there? And he's just like, All for Footy. And he watched.
And
he enjoyed.
Maybe he was checking to see if we were live streaming the game.
Maybe he was. Well, maybe one day we'll get to that.
Maybe in the next coming weeks, if you stay posted, we'll live stream a game.
Well, we won't live stream.
I've got a bit of a stat on Hawkins. So he is what is it? I think there's only been 5 players to have played 300 games and kicked a goal in every one of those games. 1 goal. So a bit of a weird stat, but there's 50 games he hasn't kicked a goal, but he's averaged 1 goal for 300 games.
Wow.
That's a pretty good
300
stat,
games with a goal.
Yeah, pretty good effort.
And he's kicked almost 800, I believe. I heard on the radio the other day.
Yeah, so with his 350 games, he's equal 21st on the all-time with Eddie Betts, and with his goals, he actually passed. With his goals, he's at 790, and he passed Jack Rewalt, but now chasing down Matthew Richardson for 800.
Oh.
So good on him. What a gun!
So
What
if
a
he
gun.
can play on, so he'd need to do at least 3 years minimum to get to the 1,000.
And 400 games, couple of years. How's he got it?
Wow. You just keep trucking along. I mean, 24 games a year plus a final, so 2 full seasons. Probably wouldn't get the amount of goals.
Plus maybe finals too. Maybe.
Where the
Yeah,
Hawk?
interesting. Go the Hawk against the Hawks.
The Hawks smashed the Hawks.
That's it.
4 goals on it for him too.
No, well, all right. With that, I think we're just about done. We can move on to the tipping results. Tipping results.
Dun-dun-dun.
All right. So, what a round this round. Just got to shout out our number 1 tip earner, Vossi Star. Got 6 out of 8 this week.
Vossi.
So, congratulations to him.
Get a kick, Vossi.
Vossi.
And yeah, the person to have gotten the...
Vossi's down at the Franks and Dolphins, isn't he?
Apparently,
Yeah,
yeah,
mate.
playing down at the Dolphins.
Yeah, good on him, mate. Good on her.
Oh, wait,
More
hang on.
to
I think he got
Bulldogs,
7.
Hopefully he's getting a kick.
Yeah.
If he's getting a tip,
No, he only got... Yeah. So, yeah, Vossi Star. Yeah, only 6. All right. So, yeah, coming in at number 5 is my mum.
oh,
Well done.
So, yeah.
go your mum.
Then on
How's that
19...
going at the dinner table, Nathan?
Oh, God, it's not good. But I'll get to
And
that.
your mum's ahead of you in tips.
Coming in 4th, Jamie. Then coming in
Well
at
done,
3rd, Slamco Molian.
Oh, my rival.
And in 2nd, Mr. Reeby.
Oh, thank you,
Well
thank
done.
you.
So congratulations coming in 2nd.
Thank
But
you. Gotta be
number
in the top
1,
2.
it's my dad.
Oh, get out of
Oh.
town.
Hey,
Jeez.
My parents are dominating the top 5 right now, and I don't like it.
Well, at least I'm on top of your mum.
didn't your dad
Don't-
tip to
don't-
Melbourne this
don't.
week as well?
Yeah, both my parents tipped Melbourne this week. Yeah,
Wow.
this is
And
crazy.
Jamie Hutchinson's all week was pretending he was going to tip the Hawks, but he changed last minute apparently.
Why would
I
you
didn't
tip- why
believe
would
him.
you- why would you
I
tip
didn't
the
believe
Hawks?
him. He was foxing.
Playing
Oh,
games,
well-
Jamie. You're playing games, mate. We're on to you.
Just so you know, Wheels, you are 9th.
Still, just sitting in the middle. Nice,
Just
I
on
like
9th. Just on 9th. And then
Yep.
I'm coming in at 13th.
it. Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm not happy about it either. And Rick,
So
you're
how many-
sitting on
how many-
21.
Nathan, you're sitting 13th. How many are you off number 1?
Oh, I'm like 4.
Ooh.
So it's not much, but then yeah, Rick's 21 at 4. He's got 14. So
Atomic Shadows, 14th.
Did Rick miss some weeks or something?
yeah, I don't go through all of them. I go through the top 5, the best score, and
Hey, you
us
shouted
on
out
the
your
pod.
dad.
Yeah, because he was in the top 5.
Yeah.
I got top 5, all of our ones, and the person who got the most tips. That's what I do.
That's shouting out Atomic Shadows.
I can't shout out everyone though. I feel bad if I skip people and playing favourites.
Where's Paddy?
Don't know. Anyway,
Probably near the bottom.
so yeah, let's move on to this week's games. This week's games.
We appear to have lost
Dun.
most of our crew.
Yeah, look, they're weighing us down. They're weighing us down.
Yeah, true.
Sometimes we're peacocks.
More action
We gotta
happens
fly.
when they're not here.
Usually.
We actually get up to fun shit. Like, how fun is this right now?
This is, I feel like we're the shackles of
Oh,
a football
We're
podcast.
free. We can do whatever we want. All right, they're back.
Taking
They're
on.
back.
We can hear you. We can hear you guys.
Oh, really? Oh, whoops.
We were just getting into next week's games.
We'll get into next
hurry
week's
up.
games. Absolutely.
So,
All right, so Thursday night football at Adelaide Oval. It is Adelaide versus Melbourne. Reeby.
Look, I kept letting the train go past the station, but I'm going to crawl my way back. Is it right if I jump on?
Just hop on, buddy.
Thank you. I'm going to jump on the train now.
We're getting W's. Let's do it.
All right, so I'm on the train.
All right, good man.
But has been known, like Fenno said last week when he jumped on the Saints train, to derail. So hopefully I don't
Okay.
derail your train by
Don't
being
like
on
that.
it.
Don't like that.
Because I have derailed your train before when I jumped on once. So yeah, I'll jump on your train.
Thank you.
Yes, hopefully I don't bring you any derailment.
Oh, I'm hoping you don't
Because
either.
you got to win this game, but it's in Adelaide and they're going to be up and about,
Adelaide,
and
nah.
it's like
Come on, so you've seen how they played the
that's-
last few weeks?
it's the only thing with this game. It's
Yeah.
it's big for Adelaide. They've got to make a mark on this year now, otherwise it's getting too late. But I believe you guys haven't left Adelaide. You stayed the week.
Yep, be smart too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Working
apparently
out,
I heard in dispatches. And,
Having a nice little trip down to Adelaide to bag a couple of W's.
so in all seriousness,
Go
the
see,
D's,
go see some churches while you're there. The
they don't have
Demons.
to fly over. They're just there. So yeah, tough not to see the D's winning this by a solid 5 goals. But be wary of the injured crow.
Oh, look, we'll see. Oh, look, I reckon it's pretty safe. Yeah, well, hang on. So, Wheels, who are you going for?
Firstly, I think all trains are leading to South Australia this weekend, fellas, for Gabba round. Is this right?
I have to get the train there. I couldn't get a flight.
W's.
Yeah. So, coming on with the camera there. Something's happened.
Rick's dropped out. No?
Yeah. So
Hey.
this is the round where it's really an advantage for Adelaide and Port Adelaide. But everyone's in Adelaide, so it's good times over there. But I'm gonna purely go for the D's just from form, and they don't get to travel. Crows are travelling this week to home, so I'm going to D's, fellas.
Yeah.
We're nice and fresh to beat a middling team.
Is May back? Well, May should be back with the rib guard on this week too. Yeah.
No, yeah, well, we'll see.
Go the D's.
I wouldn't be. I'd be happy if they just rested him this week. But yeah, Rick, who you got?
D's.
D's. All right. Yep, got D's. I couldn't not go D's. All right, next Friday night football at Norwood Oval. It is Brisbane versus North. Reeby, who you got?
Brisbane to get off the mark.
Yeah. Wheels.
Surely.
I reckon the Kangas will come out hot early like they have pretty much every game, but you'd reckon the mature bodies of the Lions should take the biscuits, and it's a tough round because you just really can't judge it. Like
Yeah.
they're all random grounds, so it could be anything. But go Lions for their first W.
Parker.
Surely.
Yeah, Brisbane for me as well, mate.
Brisbane all the way across the board. Get out of here, North. All right, Port Adelaide versus Essendon at Adelaide Oval. So this is another Friday night game. Maybe.
So is that a Thursday and then a Friday game and then a
No,
Friday
Thursday
night?
and 2 Friday night games.
The one's a Friday Arvo, 5 o'clock.
yeah, one's from 9.
Okay, so just to get my bearings. So it's a night game, Port Adelaide and Essendon,
Mm-hmm.
starting at 8 o'clock at the Adelaide Oval. Wow, that's a late start. That might be half an hour with daylight savings to Victoria, I suppose. But, wow, I mean, Essendon impressed me last week a lot. Obviously watching them firsthand. And Port, yeah, they had the loss to Melbourne, didn't they? So this is a real doozy, this one.
Bounce back.
It's the one game this round I cannot split what I'm going to pick. But
Really?
I mean, I'm leaning towards Port, but Essendon, I just can't. I can just see them really heading over there on a mission and making this hard for Port with their run, and they're just going to use the space of that oval. I mean, Bombers love a lot of space like the Saints, and they're going to have a good crack at them. So I'm going to go Port, but only just.
Yeah, Wheels.
Yeah, they reckon that Port actually haven't won many games against the higher ladder getters lately, but in the last 2 seasons. But I'm gonna. Port can't lose 2 games at home, can they? Like, seriously.
Maybe Essendon a
Yeah.
bit less opposition than Melbourne. Yeah, you'd think they should just get them, don't you? But
Yeah.
bit of a
I'm just gonna
juicy
go Port.
game. I like this
Just
one.
going to go Port. They'll find some form back from last week.
Alright, no worries. Alright, Rick. You want to give
Yeah,
your
Port for me.
give your tip and head off?
Yeah, look, guys. Sorry, I gotta shoot and run. So
Could you leave
I'll be go-
Could you leave the screen up? Oh wait, you can't because it's your phone.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can do that. That's easy.
Alright, cool.
So I'll just go through my tips quickly. So I'll go Brisbane. Oh, I've already said that. Port. I've already said that. Sydney, Carlton, Dogs, Giants, St Kilda, and Collingwood. They're my tips.
And we're not friends this week too, Rick.
When
Off the
will
train.
we ever friends?
True.
Good luck, guys.
Oh.
Just quickly, by the way, as well, guys. Footy is back down at the home of football this weekend, down at Kanga Park. Round 1, Southern Footy League. Here we go. We take on Hallam at home. So anyone, get down there. Moorabbin Kangaroos, Widdock Crescent Reserve. See you there.
And are you going round
worries.
again this year, Rick? You playing? Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing it again, mate. So,
And will you be lining
here
up
we
in
go.
the ones or the twos, or how are we looking?
Look, mate, probably just the Magoos for me, mate. But
Start in
if
the
they want me
twos,
in
yeah.
the ones,
And how are the
they
ones
want me in the
looking?
ones, mate. I'll be there. We're looking good for the year, so
Yeah.
we're looking really good for the year. So get down, support your local, and support the Kangas.
That's it, mate.
No worries. Have a good one, bro.
Get a kick on the
See you
weekend then,
guys.
mate. Good luck.
Enjoy your weekend. Cheers, guys.
See you, mate.
Alright. Okay, alright. I forgot where we were, so we're going to start at the very beginning.
No, we're up. We just did Port and
We got
Freo, Essendon.
West Coast Sydney.
Alright, no, because I didn't even say what I was going to say. But,
About
yeah,
Port?
We're doing Port versus Essendon.
Port.
Oh, yeah,
Essendon.
yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. Anyway, gonna have to go Port. But if Essendon win this, I'm on the bandwagon.
Oh,
I'm on the Bombers bandwagon for sure.
I'll be
But
just about
I don't see them winning this. Port haven't travelled, and it's at home,
they should win.
and they want to bounce back from last week's game, which they didn't lose by that much.
What are they paying out of interest?
$1.30.
$1.30. That seems low. Get on Essendon. Oh.
Yeah, I won't. All right, let's move on to the next game. Saturday at Adelaide Hills. It is West Coast Eagles versus the Sydney Swans. Reeves.
This will be a bounce back mission for Sydney.
Absolutely.
I'd give it 80 plus points.
Okay, didn't ask for a margin.
Yes, but it's just going to be a
Wheels.
flogging.
Don't these two sides remind you of the 05 and 06 grannies?
It takes you back, doesn't it?
Oh, great game. Great
Bit
grannies.
of Michael
But
O'Loughlin.
yeah, I don't think it'll be anything like those two games, and I think just the Swannies will get it done surely. Just to get back near the top of the ladder. So go the Swannies.
Yeah, West Coast on the bottom for a reason. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Fremantle versus Carlton at Adelaide Oval. Reeves, how do you feel about Flagmantle?
Oh, look, I'm going to back Carlton in here because of them playing quite well this year and being on their train a little bit. So I'm on the train. Freo, like I said a bit earlier, I don't think they've played enough competition yet to see if they really stack up, and this will be their test. If they beat Carlton, I mean, geez, I might have to jump on board another train as well.
Oh,
be a lot of
Flagmantle.
train hopping going on after this week.
Hopping on a lot of trains there, bro.
But so no, I'll give Carlton the kudos here to get up by maybe
Yeah.
15 points. Not a big win, but a real tight game where they just have a bit of class.
Yeah, I just still have no faith in Fremantle, even though they've won the last few. I just...
Yeah, can't trust them. Can't trust them.
They haven't played anybody good yet. And is Carlton that team? I know, but we'll find out.
Carlton are very solid, so it's a great test for Freo.
Yeah. Well, I think Carlton will take it. All right, next game.
Yeah, I'm going the Blues too.
Yeah, you moved on from Wheels too quickly.
Did I skip your Wheels?
Maybe I just jumped in and went first.
My apologies. My apologies, my good
That's
friend.
right.
But yeah, Blues. All right, next game. Western Bulldogs versus Geelong at Adelaide Oval. Reeves, who you got?
It's tough, especially when it's at a mutual venue. I mean,
So tough.
just brings such an element of unknown into the game. Takes me back to the day when Geelong played Brisbane at the SCG, was it? Yeah, so
Probably. During COVID or...
yeah, it was just such a funny game to watch because you just went, these two teams aren't meant to play here. But here they are,
Here they
playing
are,
the Doggies
playing here.
versus Geelong at Adelaide Oval. So, yeah, I mean, Geelong have been
Who's on?
impressing me. But the Dogs, wow, $1.80 about the Cats. Jeez, because the Doggies are playing alright. So I'm going to settle on the Cats. But, yeah. Yeah, again with the Dogs. Oof.
Hey, look,
If they fire up...
that's
tough,
it.
man. It's a tough one to pick, isn't it?
Yeah,
But you do have to pick.
I'm gonna go the Cats. I've
Alright,
been
cool.
on the wagon.
Yeah.
I've been on the wagon for a few more weeks than Fenno. He only
Wagon.
jumped on last week. He couldn't get a seat near the window, but I had a nice seat near the window because I've been on the wagon for a few weeks. So yeah, the old caddy wagon should get it done then.
Wheels.
Yeah, this has got to be one of the toughest ones to tip, isn't it?
But
Yeah.
you got to lean towards your team in this scenario.
I'm going towards the Cats, but I don't like the fact that we've got 2 days less to recover. Yeah, it's going to be hard to bounce back after playing on a Monday. But yeah, Cats just, but yeah, it's like basically all year. I haven't been that confident, but
Yeah.
Ooh, 2
Yeah, I
days
just
less
reckon that-
recovery. It's interesting,
yeah, I
isn't
just
it?
reckon yeah, it is very interesting. The classy Cats for me, mate.
Yeah. Look,
But I'm not confident.
I'm on the good friend train, alright? Rick's
Which
not
one?
here. Rick left. So there's only one train in the station. And I'm hopping right on it, Big Daddy. Let's do it. We're all hopping on this train.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. Fuck Doggies.
And me and Rick won't talk to at least maybe Monday or next time we're on the pod.
Yeah.
Possibly. Hey, how this goes, I don't know. I don't know if we can get both of you on the pod this next week. I don't think that'll happen.
Well, maybe if Dogs win, then you'll talk to him because he'll talk to you then.
No, but then he won't talk to him.
Nah, he'll still talk to him. But
I don't know, man.
if Cats win, Rick won't talk to you.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting next week.
Hey, yeah,
Feel
we'll
free
find
to tune
out.
in, everyone.
Even Tyson will talk to you, but Rick won't talk to you.
Yeah, alright, well, let's move on to the next game. It is Gold Coast Suns versus the GWS Giants in the Adelaide Hills. Reeby, who you got?
Well, I feel like the Giants have been a massively under-talked about unit by us on this show. I mean, I don't recall almost mentioning them all night, even though we did the recap of their game last week.
Oh, they're just number one.
Did
They're
they
just
play
number
last
one.
week? Maybe
No,
they had the
they had
bye
a
last week.
That's why we
didn't talk about them. So yeah,
Both
the
teams-
Giants at the
both-
moment.
Yeah,
I
both
mean,
teams didn't play.
sitting on top of the ladder after having a week off. I mean, how good are they doing it?
Yeah, no, they're favourites. They're contenders.
And $1.38 against the Gold Coast. I mean,
believe it.
it just the Gold Coast strike you as the sort of team that pull out some efforts occasionally, especially on the road in a game like this where both teams on the road at
Adelaide Hills.
Adelaide Hills. So yeah, look, you're tipping the Giants, but yeah, watch out a little.
Yeah,
Beware
Wheels.
the wounded sun is what they say.
They've never. I don't know what a wounded sun looks like.
It's a sun with a hole in it.
Yeah, that's not a real thing. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like
I guess you have to
beware.
use your mind
Still have to be aware
to
of
like
it.
picture it and shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, Wheels, what do you got?
I've got it's a tough one again, but I'm going to go Giants. But I had a little fella named Jackson come up to me during the Easter long weekend break, and he was actually a bit disappointed his team wasn't playing on the weekend, the Sunners. But he's actually likes YouTube himself and trying to do some videos, and he recognised us at the park, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
G'day, Jackson.
Yeah, young Jackson. Yeah, so say
very
g'day,
good.
mate. And yeah, just the Giants for me. But yeah, it could be like a bit of a Tigers versus Sydney situation here, where the Suns could do it. But yeah, just tipping the Giants purely. Just reckon they'll outrun them in the second half.
Yeah, well, that's
Good
it.
luck to the
That's it.
Coasters, though. I mean, they're going to play a good brand of footy. You know, they'll bring some heat. It's just about the Giants running out the 4 quarters, I think. I mean, they'll just be just a bit too strong for them. But yeah, they'll look good for a while here, the Gold Coast. I reckon they've got to stand up and have a good effort here because they have been beaten around their last couple of outings. Trying to remember the Doggies down at Ballarat, and then who did they play last game? The Gold Coast.
I can't recall. It was 2 weeks ago.
Maybe they had the bye. So
they had the bye last week. That's what I said.
so they had
2
the
weeks
bye,
ago.
the Gold Coast and the Giants.
So they lost. They got pumped by the Doggies 2 weeks ago by 48 points.
So yeah, they've really got to respond with something here because they had a good start with a W at home, and then maybe 2 wins. They've had 2 wins, haven't they?
Gold Coast?
Yeah.
No, I think they've had 2 losses, haven't they?
No, 2 wins, 1 loss.
Yeah, they won their first game and then they beat Adelaide in the second game. So they're ticking along. That's why I reckon this one's big for them. They would have eyed this off for a good 10 days now. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to see what they bring. I'm really looking forward to this game. Actually, I'm going to mark it down as one to watch.
Mark it down. All right, Wheels.
Like proper watch, like stats out and everything.
You don't. Oh, there's a kitty cat. Wheels. Who you got?
Yeah.
Hey Archer.
What game are we talking about now?
Gold Coast versus GWS.
No, I've already gave my tip. I said the Giants before.
Okay, all right. Then it's to me. Sorry, Raby jumped in and started confusing things. All
I
right.
think you went back and forward for a little bit there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go GWS because they're just the team to beat at the moment. That's it. It's as simple as that. All right, next game. Richmond versus St Kilda, Norwood Oval. Reeves.
St Kilda.
Wheels.
Archer.
Saints footy.
Saints. We're all on the Saints bandwagon
Got to
this
get
week?
it done over there, don't we, against Richmond?
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd say so. You played good there last year against the Pies too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, look, really, like, after Richmond this week,
Rick's left some tuna on the camera.
that's it. That's what he's done. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to go St Kilda. We're all on the friend train. We're all on each other's friend trains this week.
Hey.
So,
Rick.
good friends.
That's what we do.
Just the three of us, except for Rick. We're not... He's not a part of this friend train trifecta. But yeah. All right, well, let's go to the last game of the round. It is Collingwood versus Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval. To cap it all off, Raby.
Well, I think Collingwood will get this job done.
You'd hope so.
Yes.
Fenno.
Yeah, same as the Cats. Less break with the Hawks. Yeah, I just reckon the Pies will get it done over there.
Yeah, well, look, I'm still expecting Pies to start winning games. Like, I don't think they're terrible or anything. So, yeah, all 3 for Pies. Looks like we're all tipping favourites this week, boys.
Oh, are they? Didn't even know.
No, nobody said you didn't know. Wheels.
So the Cats' favourite against the Doggies, are they?
They are.
Yep.
$1.80 to $2.
Oh, geez, it's close.
Yeah. So yeah, we all tip the favourites. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
You do that a lot anyway, don't you?
Let's move on to the next segment. It is the sports bet of the week. Now, got to drag you live on air, Mr. Daniel Reevy.
Am I getting hung 2 weeks in a row?
You're being hung 2 weeks in a row. I can't believe you did it. It's super hilarious to me.
It's because I got rid of the do not show me this notification anymore. And then...
What was the notification? Don't steal from your friends. And you're like, I don't want to see it anymore.
do not show... it pops up with a thing. You are betting for this group. And then so you can press underneath, do not show me this option anymore.
Oh, when you got rid of that? That was a terrible idea.
I know, right?
That was a really bad idea. Because now you've stolen our money twice.
Reeby's just going to be paying everyone back at the end of the year.
So can we work out what I owe everyone, and I will transfer everyone in cold hard. Because don't I owe everyone $3? Remember last week we worked that out?
No, but that was also on top of the... So you owed Rick $10, and then all of us $16, and then you took an additional...
Was it 36?
Then you took an additional... $46 bet, and then an additional 10. So 56 on top of the 16 from last week.
Shocking. And is someone winning all these bets for you to spend all this money or what?
Yes, you've been winning these bets for us, Wheels, and you've won another one this week for us as well.
3 weeks running, fellas.
But hey, I'm just hoping the group bet can survive. Like, I do think it's hilarious how nobody's left the group.
But can you
I don't
leave
think we
though?
know how. I don't think we know how to.
Once you're in, you're stuck.
Like, it's so weird. It's like nobody's left the group, and yet, you know, we've been robbed numerous times. It's just, you wouldn't read about it.
It's what happens in footy, mate. It's just robbery. But no, I am sorry to
We're here for
everyone.
the long goal, mate. We're here for the long goal.
I am sorry to everyone for accidentally stealing our money again. Wheels' hard-earned winnings. And, so at the moment we've come up with a figure of, was it $72?
Something like
For
that.
16 on top of 56. So...
Oh, actually, Alan joined the Winners Club too from last week too, boys. He got a W in the club. So good on him too.
You, me, and Alan, we're all in the club.
And so we do have a little kitty. Well done, everyone. So if we can either figure out a way where I can deposit $72, or I'll just distribute the $72 amongst you other four.
We'll just see how many times it happens over the year.
Build it
mate.
up. You
Work
guys,
out.
you're getting a better kitty because I'm out of the loop of any of the winnings now. But genuinely sorry, and thank you for not hanging me. If it happens for a third time,
We can hang him. We can hang him. It'll be great. We'll do it live. Live on the All for Footy pod.
I'm gonna have to bet with more caution.
Oh,
But speaking of which, for all of you that like free money and you like to just get around something that's a sure thing,
I like my money as well. But yes, go.
I have a 74-1 thing for you.
Oh.
So we're gonna have Melbourne head-to-head against Adelaide, Brisbane head-to-head against North Melbourne, Essendon at the line against Port Adelaide, which is 21.5. Very nice line.
Very nice.
Sydney 40+ against West Coast, Carlton head-to-head against Freo, $1.70. So I think that's one of the interesting bets in the multi. St Kilda head-to-head against Richmond, Collingwood head-to-head against Hawks. Any other result in Gold Coast and Greater West Sydney, so a change of leader at the quarter breaks, and any other result for Doggies and Geelong. So again, a mix-up of leaders at any other quarter break. 74-1. 75-1, actually. So,
Very nice, very nice.
yes, get around it.
Wheels, do you have your bet? Or
Yeah,
did you give up betting?
Yeah, I'm sick of winning and just losing. I'm winning and losing at the same time. As you know, I go pretty safe normally, get the W's. But this week, I'm going a bit crazy, you know. But I'm going for it's a bit silly, but I'm going for a 19-legger, right? I won't go through them all because it's too long. But what I've done for each team, it's a disposals bet, so it's all disposals. So whoever's favourite for one player each team, I've put them as the 2 for each game. So it's the 19-legger.
Yeah.
Favourites for every game
Every
to get
game.
the disposals. Yep. And it ends up being, it's actually, you put, what is it? So $10 on it, and it pays back $97, and then you boost it, and it goes to 107. So it's pretty safe. Like, you just go the favourites, each game, each side, and disposals. Just do it. That's what I've done. $10, and hopefully 107 back in the tally, boys.
Pretty good, actually. That's a good, simple system.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we
and
go.
it keeps you interested in the games too. Like,
Yeah.
if it keeps going, you know. So it's good.
Absolutely. All right, now I've got a bet. You wouldn't believe the bet I have, Mr. Daniel Reedy.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
It's such a bet. All right, so I've got a 4-legger. 4-legger. It is Melbourne 25+, Brisbane 25+, Port Adelaide between 139,
Ooh.
and Sydney 40+. So I'll put $10 down on that, and I'm going to get $126 back, or a bet return. So
Give us some money this week, someone.
I'm going to be happy. No, this isn't in the group bet.
Oh.
Can't trust it. Keeps getting stolen. Money keeps getting stolen.
It won't. It'll be replenished. It's just been invested into
He's got it saved, and he's building interest on it.
something like that. Yeah. Good stuff.
All right. Well, with that, we'll get into closing thoughts. Rapes.
Oh, my closing thought. I mean,
You always have a good one. You always plan it. You never just make it up on the spot.
I don't know. I'll tell you what does actually cross through my mind a lot.
You did mention this.
Is
earlier.
how
You did plan
important
this.
it is these days to now grab 2 straws when you go to the servo to get yourself a Slurpee. Because, I mean, when you just get one, now with the cardboard straw, it just gets a bit mushy and a bit soggy, and sometimes it's hard to finish your drink properly. But a way around the no more plastic straws idea is just grab 2. So now I find myself halfway through a Slurpee, and I just have a fresh new straw. And that straw, don't feel bad, it's degradable. So when you throw it out the window of your car while you're driving along, it just
gonna
degrades
degrade.
in the gutter, and it's so you get a fresh straw, not hurting the environment.
And that's his spiel. All right, Wheels. Closing thoughts.
I hope he grabs 2 cups for it too. He's had that Slurpee for about 4 hours, so I reckon he'd be dripping through by now.
He's been topping it up. He's been topping it up
It's not my couch.
with Jack. All right.
No, that's all right.
Wheels,
yeah,
close
just quick thing. We've had some visitors over, so it's been a pretty busy household. But just doing the Oz kick on the Friday night, and just cleaning around the house Saturday, and probably the kids swimming Sunday, and just have KO in the background all weekend, just non-stop with the footy. So that's basically my weekend. Pretty normal sort of weekend, guys.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I will be commencing my first stream this week.
Oh.
And Saturday morning, Australian time, and possibly Sunday morning, Australian time as well.
I look forward to this.
And I'm going to be playing through some Fallout 76 in celebration of the Fallout TV show that's coming out this week, or next week, or sometime soon.
Yeah,
I'm super pumped for it. Ruby doesn't know anything about it.
I'm all about it.
I'm absolutely
Subscribe, boys.
he knows
Subscribe.
everything about it. And Wheels?
And I hope that a lot of the viewers and the listeners get the W's this weekend too for their teams.
Absolutely. I will except no. I just want my teams I've tipped to win. I don't want the other people to get wins. I want them to not get wins. That's why I did the tip thing. But yeah. Anyway, with that, that's it from us at All for Footy, and we're out.